Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day 26 of the Road to 2K on chess.com. I might have the number wrong, but nevertheless, we're at 1809. My last recording actually had an error where I forgot to turn my mic back on. So we're going to go ahead, we'll jump on in. It looks like we're playing a 1828 from Indonesia, and they're going to play the English once again. So we're going to play e5, the King's English. We're going to play knight to f6. Let's play all four knights out. And we're just going to kind of see what happens here. Our opponent probably knows their theory because, of course, you know, as English players do. We've had a lot of Englishes in the series so far, which is just bizarre to me. I feel like we really don't get a ton of Englishes in other places. So now I'm tempted to play d4, d5, but knight takes, queen takes, and we just lose a pawn. So maybe let's play more solid b6. We'll play bishop to b7 first to support it. Our opponent goes for the center. I like bishop to b7 still. And if e5, we're going to play queen to e7. And that's an interesting one. So I think here we probably play. What do I want to play here? Maybe I'll play bishop to e7, inviting our opponent to play e5, which they don't. We'll go ahead and castle. And if they come in, we're going to bring our pawn back. And they immediately try and strike. So, how do we want to combat that? I think maybe we play d6. Understand that this is going to be a really, really weak pawn. And that this bishop currently stinks. But at least we're not significantly down on time like we have a tendency to do in this series. I'm kind of liking rook to e8. And I don't fully understand what bishop to e3 does. It is unfortunate that we lost that last game because it was our opponent played quite weird in the opening with a ton of pawn moves. But we were actually able to punish him pretty well, which was super exciting. Let's play queen to d7. And it looks like I trapped my knight. Now their idea is after they push, they want to go after this pawn, which I would prefer to not allow that. So maybe we play, if we play queen to c7, they're now defending this. But if we play h6 right away, our opponent brings the rook onto the same file. We still can't play this because there's too many pawns. But I have to figure out something to do with this knight because my knight's going to get trapped if I'm not careful. Maybe knight to h5, trying to get here, but then after this comes in, I don't think we have enough attackers. So let's maybe play bishop to f8, over defending g7. The opponent's bishop comes all the way back. Takes. We have 1, 2, 3 attackers versus 1, 2, 3 defenders, and we attack first. So if we bring our queen over, does that help? Does that hurt? Are we able to figure it out on our own? All these questions and next will be answered. Maybe. Probably not. I don't love putting the queen in front of the rook, but I'm just trying to stay somewhat even on time. I do have to see if there's like a content creator somewhere that's been making a lot more English videos. Because like I said, I don't know if I've ever seen so much English since starting playing chess again. Like, it has been a disgusting amount of English. This rook comes here. I don't really see the plan. So I think we're going to play rook a to d8. We do have to be a little careful to not trap our queen. I'm going to snap that off. Our opponent's going to go there. Let's play queen to f6. And if our opponent would like to trade, they certainly can. Because it's looking like that's what's going to happen. And our opponent opts not to. Now, if we play queen to f, then this is lurking. Do I ever play g6, bishop g7? I'm going to need a better reason as to why not. And it's just unfortunate. I do wish we had more tools against the English than we actually have. Because I just don't have much understanding of this opening, especially for as many times as we've seen it in the series. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I'm trying to be mindful of all the bishops kind of targeting down on my position. He takes once. Will oblige. Let's take again. And now I kind of want to play queen here. And if we get a check, we play knight to f8, defending. We're threatening this bishop. We're threatening this pawn, sorta, but not really. We're just seeing a lot of these things right now. I don't know if we're actually threatening anything. So our opponent opts to come up. What if we play... If we play knight here, our opponent is going to check and win a pawn. So maybe we actually just come into the position with king to f8. If our opponent plays bishop to e3, we're going to go ahead and drop back. And I can't really tell what my opponent's trying to do now. Yeah, I don't know. Bishop here. Knight here. Let's let our knight go on a little bit of an adventure. My king is the only thing stopping... Did I just trap my own queen? Hilariously enough, I think we did. So let's go knight to d7. H5. It's 4 minutes versus 650. You can't actually take because your bishop is still hanging. And our opponent goes here, going for the knight. If we bring our knight here, and And our opponent plays this now. Do we have anything? I still don't think so. I almost think we have to go like knight back and try and get somewhere else in the position. Our bishop and our queen are just flipped in an eternal struggle. Actually, after this, we have this. I don't know why I keep blanking on that. Maybe that's why our opponent didn't mind as much. Well, there's the queen. Are there any checks in the position? I mean, let's go here. I'm going to bring the knight in, because now the bishop is off that square. Our opponent's trying to break in, so we're going to play here first. And now, I think our idea is going to be to bring the king. I kind of figured that was happening. If I go h4, that doesn't work. What do I have? I mean, it looks like our opponent's probably going to try and swap this off. Now, after they go there, I might have knight here. You can't take yet. Bishop here. And now we're going to try and win that. Right now, we're just creating practical chances against our opponent. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing great. And our opponent really doesn't want to trade, which I think that much is obvious. So we're going to take, targeting this. And if takes, I think we take this way. Our opponent comes in. Let's bring our king, because we have time. And actually, our knight is doing a tremendous job right now of not allowing the king in. King comes in. Bishop needs to defend. And we're going to walk our king all the way in. We're going to take the free pawn. I don't know why my opponent would give us a free pawn there. That doesn't make any sense to me. And all of our pawns are on dark squares right now. We're going to take that. And we just have this passed pawn. We're going to play a5, stop the pawns. It's on a dark square again. There's no way into the position. And I think anything you do here, you have to lead. You have to kind of give way to my pawns. So we're going to play knight here. If bishop takes, the king is still stuck out, and the king has to move. And after this, I'm going to play knight here. Let's play king up. And if bishop back, I'm thinking knight to g3. And we should be winning the bishop. And this is truly just a beautiful game. All right, so we're going to push the pawn. I don't know how we survived that English. That was the ugliest conversion I have ever seen. Now this is how you win these endgames: is you get your king into opposition. Our opponent is forced to the side. We come over, forced up. We're going to check. Now the only thing that's really important here is that we don't stalemate. Is our opponent is going to go for that stalemate. So they're probably going to go there, check. And there, our opponent resigns. I want to show the idea in the game review, so let's go ahead. Let's look at the game review for today. So today we played with an 81.2 and our opponent played with a 74. After c4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, knight c6, d4. We have a 4 knights English. E captures D, knight captures, and knight captures was the wrong idea because it did allow our opponent's queen to become active. So c5 was immediately wrong, and we realized this pretty quick, is that we weren't really able to move any of our pieces. But we did our best. You know, we played b6, bishop b7, bishop e7, and here it even says d6 already, which it's a backwards pawn and you're not really going to do anything with it, but it at least opens up some ideas and adds some defense. So we eventually did find d6, and then for a long time here, after I think it was coming up in this position, we trapped our knight, is we really didn't have any good places for it to live. But eventually we did find knight to d7. We're already worse. Queen to f2, rook a8, knight d5, and I think we have to trade the bishop off because otherwise that knight is simply way too strong. Not only that, I'm realizing that if we don't take the knight and let's say we just move up, there's probably already moves like this, but even more decisive is something like knight to c7, and then we go into a position like this and we're just down a full exchange. So instead, e captures d5, we move out of the way. King to h1 kind of gave us a tempo, so we played g6, blunting the bishop and really trying to create a square for our dark square bishop. We did not find the correct move with immediately trading, but that's okay. Our opponent did it for us, and we traded down, and now we're in an equal game. And I think as we get here, this is kind of the big mistake, is it looks like this is an error, and I don't fully understand where. I think it is bishop to e3 where the queen is trapped. Now, the move, I guess, is knight to e4, which I didn't see, which we go here, you take with check, and then you go here. Or it looks like you may not even... Where is the rest of the win? I guess I don't see it. After knight here, knight g3, oh, you go up, because then after takes, you can just take off the bishop with check, then take the knight, and you're up the full piece in the endgame. We lucked out again. Our opponent missed it. We played knight to d7, giving our queen that escape square. Here, knight to b8 was the only move. We traded queens, which was wrong, and we got into this endgame. And I think the key to this endgame today was really just that we created practical chances. Is after knight captures g5, I already started to feel a little bit better, and we got our king in. And you can see the powerful, well, I guess not the powerful, but the power of an active king. Is we stopped our opponent's pawns all on light squares, which then make this bishop much, much worse. We brought our knight into the position, our king into the position, and here there's no way to hold on to this pawn and this knight at the same time. So we snap it off, we just push our pawn to victory, we step into opposition, and after this is where our opponent resigned. Now what I thought was interesting here is if our opponent plays king to h2, you cannot promote. You can promote? Where does the king go? What is the move? Oh, I don't know why it's not loading. After king to g2, you can't queen. queen is stalemate. Instead, you have to probably promote to a rook, allow the king here, then you can check. The king is forced back. We will play probably king to f3, king over to the side, king to g3, rook king back. After something like rook to f4, the king is forced back, and we have checkmate on the board. But we finally secure another win. We're up to 18-17, so we're on the upward trend. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you have any suggestions for how I can improve the series, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what I can do, and I will see you guys on the next day.